Greetings to all of you that are watching Kulu Geleto's channel. I would firstly like to welcome the first time viewers, right? And the first time subscribers onto my channel. Welcome everybody. And also I'd like to especially welcome the VIPs of the channel. The people that have had their subscriptions on and the notifications on from the first day. Welcome to everybody. Welcome to channel yaka Kuluwenu enimkhonze kakhulu. Yes. So, bana batari, don't forget to like, share, and comment on the videos, right? I also welcome any other topics that you would like me to share onto the channel. But a special welcome to you. Thank you for watching and also for browsing onto my channel. Please also don't forget to look out for me, Kulu Geleto, on other social media platforms. Today we gather in spirit to reflect on the question, why do people become important when they are dead? We reflect and remember the dead with happy moments, unless that person, right, was quite insensitive. That's where we tend to block the unpleasant thoughts of them, right? But usually it's really happy thoughts. You always think about Gogo, you know, you know. We tend to fear the reality, analogy, and the agony of death. As traditional healers, we understand the cycles of life and spirit. But this human habit of fearing the dead and making them important when they are dead, it's actually mind-boggling. And this human habit holds a deep lesson about actually how we fear each other. My granny used to say, "Uguti ugufa guyaselusa," which means there's time for everything. And you can never be too ready for anything in life. Just think of yourself as a sheep among the herd. You are being directed somewhere by a herder. This herder, being death in this analogy, is the one that steers your direction in terms of where you'll be grazing, what time you'll be going back to the sack, and right? Another thing or another movie, right, that I've seen recently that is linked to the topic today is Simba. You know, Simba, the Circle of Life. I mean, the father dies on the movie, and then Simba has to assume this position of power. And in the movie, you can see Shem, the poor little cub, was not ready for it. But because now, unfortunately, that's how succession works. He has to assume his position in the jungle as the new king of the jungle. And if you can check, it's nothing pleasant when he experienced that, because then he was just put on the firing line and he was just put in the midst of all the turmoil, but he had to make it work. Banavatari, death is not the end, but it's actually the doorway to other possibilities of your life. How are you going to realize who you are in the bigger scheme of things if people don't die? Also, think about the population dynamics. If people were not dying, I know how dear they are, and this sounds a bit insensitive now, but just think about it. If all of us were to live eternally, I mean, there would be so many of us. I mean, you would still be annoyed by the traffic and the many things that are happening, right? Not to mention the sibling rivalries, like all the... Let me tell you, if people were not dying, your problems would be more amplified than when these people are dying. Let's look into the illusion of time. We think we have all the time in the world singling out those we deem as antisocial based on worldly standards and norms until we think we need them when they are no longer in the physical. Kulu, what are you talking about with regards to this? Nina loya malume loyana ophuza kakhulu. When he was still around or alive, loya malume loya, he was deemed antisocial because yes, the definite part, he abused alcohol, and we used to call him names ngales khatasapela, dude, useless, ing, you know. But we actually the same people. Umalume njengoba ngasekho, we go etuneni like, hi malume, hey blessings, hey ini, hey siyacela ukuthi usibheke, usikhulumela nabanye, ubaphuzisa amanzi. How? I have a question for you. Malume angisho beka ududi asaphila, are useless. Awusabi ukuthi njengoba uyogijimela etuneni like ukuthi uzovusa lesiya spirit so useless. Now I'm just asking, are you not afraid that he will embrace you ngalesiya spirit ise alcoholism? Or do you think ukuthi nje hayi sizomenzela umsebenzi just to cleanse him so that he crosses over and then jiggy because malume uhwile byano? Because malume uhwile byano, now he will just become the greatest angel, the greatest spirit, azokunikeza what you want at your convenience. Seka right manje angisho feel. And then you did some form of ritual. You're good, umalume uzocrossa over, here uzoba right. Or do you also just put it at the back of your head, because we tend to have this a lot as people. Hayi umuntu mayesefile akabi yilento embi ayeyiyo ngalesikhathi asaphila. Are you sure of that? Just because now it suits you. Wena utotaka this Power Ranger mentality, right? I get a Power Ranger mentality. When I get you a superior, unalimatanyana, hey, uto controller. When you are going to be able to shift the goalpost as and when and how it suits you. Why do you do that? Maranga lesesikhathi umalume afila lapha eboxini. You were also the same person mabathi viewing lapha na wathi ngiyasaba. Kodwa manje wena who are the same person onogqozu nesibindi so ukuthi uhambe uyetuneni like malume please yini now that is a spirit akasathusi seke right akasekho useless. How sure are you ukuthi uzoba useful kakhulu njengoba ngasekho empilweni zethu in the physical form? Asizilungiseni nje sisaphila, you know. Learn to understand and embrace each other for who we are. I'm not saying be naive and tolerate harmful things that are harming your spirit and your body, okay? Everything in moderation. Just be considerate. Whether you believe this or not, but spirits do urge us to honor the living before the earth claims their body. Because why? Time is a trickster. It's common that when someone transitions, regret awakens. Don't overcompensate by praising and naming streets and monuments. Heal and keep it moving. Let's look at fear and reflection. Death is actually a mirror. When someone dies, we see our own mortality. Suddenly, their struggles, their wisdom, their humanity becomes clear. Because of death, we are able to see that person's lived reality in a certain lens that we think that is their lens when they were still alive. Death makes you realize how actually closer you are to the firing line, whether you like it or not, because a lot flashes in front of your eyes, especially in terms of emotion and also just a lot of things, especially the emotional part. Your granny now, akasekho. So yamkhumbula manje when you think about her. Because ngalesiya sikhathi asesenengadi la ejardini, you guys used to say, hey, yeah, waiting ashule utorike gugas, busy, wabihala, wirang. Oh, but anyway, yinto nje ugogo uhambisi uvayisi isikhathi umagrisen. And the same gadi there that you say ukuthi umagrisen uvayisi isikhathi ngayo is the same gadi eyenzane that feeds you. And it feeds you more nutritious food than the stuff that you are obligated to buy now that you don't even afford. I say acknowledge those people while they are alive, because you don't want to be dealing with the fear and the analogy of the deceased, and you also don't want to be ignored by the reality of the possibility of you being forgotten. Kulu, what is the work of the living, you may ask? Stop dismissing others until it is too late. Believe it or not, Banabatari, ancestors reward us for breaking relationship toxicity. Be it with your family, with your relative, with your lover, etc. And note that don't let death be a reminder to love and to do good. Don't wait until it's too late, where you are going to be expressing your love over somebody's coffin or over somebody's grave. Do it now whilst they're still alive. Whilst they're still alive, light a candle for them. I know it sounds very absurd and, a bit bizarre and a bit too much also to ask. Light a candle now. Sayemela wilo light a kerese, kalihu, kole boxing, motola asatlele alaona in physical form to hear you. Sayemela na kwela ya lihu for uishe malomo. Aisha anabiala while he can still smell them. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. Yes, pataho magalla. But be the first one to break the negative and the toxic cycle. In closing, Banavatari, importance isn't a gift given by death. Value people whilst they're still alive. If this message speaks to you, you can share it with the people that you think they need to fix themselves outside of yourself. And if you need guidance to heal relationships, my number is on the bio. You can book your appointment as soon as possible. Don't wait until the last minute, okay? When everything is in tatters, book it now, okay? So on that note, thank you for watching the channel. Thank you for watching my video. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, okay? And you can also leave me your comment on the comment section. I'd gladly appreciate that. And until then, I wish you all the best in everything that you do, right? May you be guided. May you see the light and be the light that you need in your life. Until then, thank you.